Hello my boys, good morning. In this beautiful video we're gonna talk about my starter in patch 3.26. Specifically I want to address the free transition phases that we have for the build. I want to address them for new channel visitors that don't know me yet and want to do this build so they don't have any problem on Leaguestart. So as you know we have free transition phases, so it's move to play. And in this beautiful video I will do all the phases. So first of all, here we will have with Explosive Arrow Ballista. You can see with campaign Leaguestart items how it clears to put some real expectations. Then I will show you when we do the Siege Ballista transition, when we switch into the actual build and you will see gameplay. And then I will show you how is the build on the normal budget, so put some real expectations in order to farm the end game, yeah? Because these phases are important to address. So enough talking, here I will log in on this beauty that I did yesterday. Also, I need to make a small parenthesis. I have a lung infection and I'm not feeling too well, but it is what it is. I'll do my best not to cough. So it's not a cold, it's just a lung infection, you know? Yeah, good. I'm doing my best not to cough. So here it's for Explosive Arrow Ballista transition. I want to start by addressing the items, yeah? Check the items. These are items from the ground. They are not spectacular by any means. Look, I want to showcase all the items so you know what I have here. This I got them on the ground while I was leveling this character. They are nothing spectacular, nothing exceptional. This you find on Leaguestart. Keep in mind I'm also in Act 4. Yeah, look at the stats. So I wanted to cover this out of the way. I explained for Explosive Arrow Ballista all that you need is a 4-link, 2 red, 2 green, and that's enough to carry you until red maps. It's crazy good on this setup that I made. Now, my boys, let's do some gameplay showcase. Let's go here. So you can see it in action. And I want to show you something. So here it is with the bow, rare bow that I found on the ground. Random bow, you don't need to stress too much. And here will be with a quill rain. This is the best in slot bow for this build. And I will also equip it in this video. Make sure to have the gem setups as presented in the How to Leaguestart guide. So here you have the written guide. In case you don't want to watch the video guide, which it shows you visually step by step. Even when I'm buying the gems, on purpose I went to the vendor in order to show new players from where to buy, how to search. So it's very new player friendly. So look here, for Explosive Arrow Ballista part, you need to have this setup here. You need to have this and this. You have them here, yeah? See, so it's pretty straightforward. I even explained here the mistakes. I even explained the scaling. So you have everything in the written guide, yeah? Now let's see the clear speed by this beauty. Yeah, so you will transition to Explosive Arrow Ballista in late Act 3. Yeah, and you have there what you need to do. Let's see the damage and the clear speed. Look, look. A beauty. We will see also the single target. Let's level this up. I need my Clarity Aura to level up because it's low level. I just bought it again by mistake. So I deleted an item which had the Clarity Aura and I bought a new one. Until then I will just use the Flask mode. They will level up, you will see. Let's do this. Ah, by the way, try to avoid these things for King's March in Act 1 and 2. Yeah? This you will do later. Try not to interact with these things for King's March because they will for us many times in Act 1. You don't have any item, you just created the character. It's best to skip it in Act 1. Yeah? Usually, veteran Path of Exile players don't even interact with League mechanic in first acts. Yeah, this is a good tip that I can give you. Everything, the skill tree progression and all that good stuff, it's in the POB. So I have a POB for the How to Leaguestart with Siege Ballista and the Siege Ballista POB. Everything is there. I'm looking for a unique to see the damage. 1 second, because I want to show you the other phases and I don't want to make this video 1 year long. Because already in the majority of you know my work, know my channel. This is just for new channel visitors that don't know about POE guy. So if you don't know POE guy is very lazy. It's a lazy boy that wants to play lazy as fuck builds. Yeah, this is a 1-button build. Now you should see, you will see in a second how it's Siege Ballista. So this is the leveling for the campaign. This setup it's very easy to make and also quite cheap. Come on. Good. Now let's go this way. I think I'm going in the wrong way actually. 1 second. Yeah, it's the wrong way. Or maybe not. Yeah. No, it's the good way. Ah, I forgot. And you also want to use your curse. Here I forgot to use the curse. You can use flammability. The enemy takes increased damage and you are more happier. You know what they say. So be sure to manually curse with the curse. Yeah. Here I'm doing so much damage that I forgot to use the curse. But you should use it. Yeah, I even wrote in the guides. Okay. You curse like this. And he goes to Himalaya. Good. Okay, my boys, look what I'm gonna do here. So I explained that the best in slot for explosive arrow ballista here is to use a quill ring. We put it here. Yeah, because I'm scaling the booms, not damage over time, not the small hits for this. So the tooltip DPS that you will see on explosive arrow, it's not real. I'm scaling the big booms, that's why I want a lot of attack speed. But we want also this mastery, it's in the guide. Increases and reductions to projectile speed also apply with damage with bows. This will benefit even more the quill rain bow. Now you will see how sexy it's with the quill rain. Was sexy before, but now it's more sexy. Okay, we go here and let's see. So now it attacks much more faster, which means better. It's all everything that you need, you know, quill ring. So with this setup that I made, also if you do the ascendancies, it will carry you on easy mode, white maps, yellow maps. Early red maps, we will start transitioning to Siege Ballista. I won't take the shrine, so you don't say I'm cheating. No shrines. Yeah, in this presentation I won't take any buff. What you see, it's what you get. Bam! Man, you got the idea. No, let's continue. Why not? Let's do the reso because we're close. Let's level up these bad boys. Yeah. So if you're new to the channel, know that I've Leaguestarted with this build for a long time. Yeah. If you learned about POE guide today, it's your lucky day. What I can say, you know. Some guys won the lottery and some guys watch POE guide. This is what you need to understand. Okay, let's do the resto boss. Yeah. You curse the bad boy. Now it's a phase. You need to wait a little. But keep in mind, the damage what you see now, it's nothing. So this build will scale drastically in Act 6. In Act 6, not to mention the second lap for Hierophant. Man, the damage that you see here, it's nothing. And I'm still, this is early transition. Wait, I transition to explosive arrow. Yeah? Great build. You can also stay here. And wait, look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the ballistas here. You know, you play like a pussy. And you wait here. You see, you don't even need to stay near the enemy, just let the totems do all the work for you. So I need to stress for Saki boys that you don't want a penetrating quiver. This is very common actually in the early campaign. This shit you don't want. Was explained in the guide. If you have this shit, you will do 0 damage and then you will start insulting POE guy for free. And POE guy will go mad and you don't want that. Good. Now let's see, let's take the other character. This is the Leaguestart Master, where I did an early transition to Siege Ballista. The reason I'm level 81 because I did a couple of days some showcase with this build and you level it up very fast. This is the reality. And for this showcase, because you're a Saki boy, I will do a red map. Good. I need to show you the items fast. These are cheap on Leaguestart, you know the drill. Nothing exceptional. So again, I explained how to roll something like this. You don't need to worry about increased elemental damage with attacks. I got lucky. Simply like that. I used Essence of Sorrow and I got this shit. Not my fault that I got lucky. Good. This is 1-5 Chaos on Leaguestart. This is 1 Chaos on Leaguestart. This is 1 Chaos on Leaguestart. This is 1-10 Chaos on Leaguestart. This is 1-3 Chaos on Leaguestart. This is 1 Chaos on Leaguestart. We're talking about day 1 and day 2. These are very cheap items. The Anoint that I use is also very cheap. I use the Divine Judgment, which is the budget alternatives. The rings, we specialize in Dexterity and some life. Yeah? Good. The gems now. The gems are not level 20, as you can see. Nothing special, and I'm using a 5 link, which is very important for this showcase. Now for the sexy skill tree, here I have this one, which is called Fluid Motion with a shit roll. This is a very common jewel. Good. And here you want some, on Leaguestart, I'm talking on Leaguestart, you want some rare jewels with increased maximum life and dexterity. That's all that you want. Increase maximum life and dexterity, increase maximum life and dexterity. And these are very common on Leaguestart because a lot of players are playing, so the market is healthy on Leaguestart. Doesn't need to go to the doctor. And here we have a medium cluster jewel with sleeper sentry, just this. So the ideal jewel will also have ancestral reach, but because it's Leaguestart, just sleeper sentries, because this will give us onslaught when we summon these bad boys. And because here we did a transition from explosive arrow in red maps, most likely you will have at least 10 chaos orb, you know, up to 1 divine orb, because it's Leaguestart scenario. Now my boys, let's do a map. So I explained for Saki boys, these maps, while they raise in tier, the monsters become harder and they deal more damage. That's why I will do a showcase on tier. This one, tier 14. I have tons of upgrades to make, yeah? So keep in mind if you're new to the channel. So I will take this map, I will choose them. I will choose the map. Put this, we do this thing. Let's see, let's read actually the modifier, we read them. Good. Suck it up, we put it. So this is for the early Siege Ballista transition. What I explained that on Leaguestart, all the builds in Path of Exile and all the Saki boys need to move a lot. Moving around, it's a natural defense, so until the build is fully done, you should move because it helps. I will also, after this, I will show you the build fully done, so you put some expectations. So in case you don't see here, the build is on one button. This is a one button build because there are a lot of Saki boys in this game, that's why you need to play lazy, you know what they say? Good. I won't take shrines, I won't take buffs. Because there are Saki boys in the comments that will start saying that I'm cheating. You know, I'm taking, you took the shrine. No, I don't want to take any shrine. It's just a good build, you know, you need to understand. This is the reality. You might not like it, but this is the reality. POE guy, this is my personal Leaguestart, so it makes sense to play only the best. I don't play trash builds in Path of Exile, as you know. I only need to stress that in patch 3.26 I will Twitch stream for the very first time in my entire life. So that is also, you can see how it goes on my Twitch channel. I'm still working on it. It will suck at the start since I never streamed, but I think the people are understanding, you know, will understand my circumstances because I'm not good with Twitch and they don't care that much about graphics or panels or something like that. I will try to have a webcam where you can see my hands. For now, my hands. Good, as you can see the build is good, it's very sexy, clears very fast, and this is area level 181 showcase. The items that I have here are around, on Leaguestart, around 1 divine, maybe if you are very unlucky to divine, so yeah. So they are also very cheap. When you look for League starters, you should see how the build performs in the end game, not in the campaign, because the campaign it's easy. This is the sad reality that a lot of Saki boys don't understand. And I hope I'm recording. Sometimes I forget. Okay, I'm recording. Sometimes I forget to record and I get really upset, you know. Upset, it's an understatement. Usually I go mad. You can also take altars, but you need to keep in mind that these altars will shred your resistances. But I will take them. Oh, because I'm not a Saki boy. So, the more Ether of Old altars you take, especially in your Leaguestart, the more careful you need to play. Oh, look at this beautiful build. Yeah. So I'll put in the description of the video, you'll have the written guide which has everything. Yeah, you have my playlist on Sexy YouTube. How this build performed on Leaguestart scenario for Settlers, for Tota, Affliction, etc. Yeah. Good times together, my boys. So what you see here is nothing because this build is far, far from over. Yeah, also this is... I did on purpose this tier, area level 81 now. Usually you stick to early red maps, not this, but I want to showcase that the build is fine. Yeah, this is the idea. You go with POE guy, you have a good time. Do you know what they say? Good. Now what are you gonna do? I go to character selection screen, and POE guy will take you with another character, which is this one, the Toilet Inspector. We go with Toilet Inspector. This is Siege Ballista fully done. Why I need to stress this? Because I like to do things my own way in Path of Exile, and this build actually it's tanky. It's actually tanky, which is interesting because you can do maps deathless, like 20 maps deathless, tier 16 juiced. So what you need to see here, yeah, you need to understand first of all that we have a lot of life regeneration, more than 1000, yeah. We have good chaos resistance, spell suppression 100%, a chance to evade attacks nice, over 80%, good physical damage reduction, plus the Pantheon we can reach more than 80%. So it's fine, yeah. Again, I only play good builds in this game. Let's do this thing I already had in inventory. You can, by the way, on Leaguestart you can juice your maps. Also you have a regex if you need to know. You have a regex for this build. You will roll your maps with the regex because it makes the most sense. Now we open it. This is tier 16 red map. I don't sell you anything, you know, I'm making a beautiful video here. I have even my coffee. Let me drink some because it makes me feel better. Good. Yo, I will take this also. Let's take this thing. Let's activate this thing. So here you have Sentinel with Delirium Mirror. And I'm still shredding everything. One button build. I won't click this because it will give me a buff. So on this presentation I won't take any buff. I won't take shrines, I won't take sulfid veins. You know, because this build does not need to rely on buffs in order to be good, yeah? Oh, Leaguestart, you don't need shrines, you don't need crap like that. This is a good build and good builds don't need buffs. Look. And you also, you will see me on stream how I perform with this build because I'm a nerd, you know. And I have enough currency, I won't pick up anything, you know, just for this video I won't pick anything. You can put your turrets and you stay here and you drink your coffee. Look, I'm drinking my coffee. Good times. Let's continue.
I must have time to gather.
Everything is automated. I'm playing with one hand. The reason I'm not showing my hand in this video is because I'm mounting on the wall some soundproof panels. So I have not Twitch streamed till now because I have some neighbors that are threatening me to call the police if I speak too loud. It is what it is, and I had to invest some money into some panels to put on the walls. Hopefully now they won't call the police on me, because that will suck. Oh. Man, I forgot to change my loot filter. Oh. You will use a loot filter. I did some Leaguestart testing, that's why. Man, I'm opening them so many times. Yeah, I will also, like always on the Guild Discord server, I post my Leaguestart strategies. You will be a dedicated channel. How I will progress my Atlas, you know. I usually go for power leveling and also easy currency making, you know. Tested strategies, not crap. Beautiful build, man. Beautiful build. So again, I adapted this build for casual players and new Path of Exile 1 players. Even the guide says it. You will see it in the guide. So I did my best to adapt it. Those are my interested people that I wanted to make this build for. I also have another build that you can transition from this one. If you're a more advanced player, I got you also covered. Good. Oh, what was that? Oh, we're under attack. Oh. We're under attack. Good. So this was the build, my boys. Let's go back to character selection. Yeah. So you will see on Leaguestart, I will try to make a stream schedule. First, I need to mount this crap on the wall. Yeah. So there's less noise coming from my mouth. You need less noise. So my boys, again, if you're new to POE guy, you have here on my channel everything that you need to know. Here are the recent videos regarding my Leaguestarter. Here are the playlists. You can see each time. So I've been Leaguestarting more than 10 leagues. More than 10 leagues. You can see here how it went for Setos of Kalgur, Affliction, Tota, Necropolis. These are made on Leaguestart scenarios with Leaguestart scenario conditions, which is very important to specify. Here is a beautiful Guild Discord server. Yeah, you have an info channel for Siege Ballista, which is very sexy, very nice. Also, you have a dedicated support channel here. So here, if you have questions, problems, you just write here and we will help you. I also need to mention now that each league I do this thing here. Yeah, so you have a dedicated channel for my Atlas progression. which you can follow it step by step, and the Leaguestart Siege Ballista important reminders. This will appear in 2 days on my channel for free 26. I will always do this because it's very beautiful and very sexy. My boys, and before I close this beautiful video, I want to put some reminders. When you transition to Siege Ballista, you need to follow the guide, because it's very important. There is a good reason that I said you want to transition around level 78. Explosive Arrow Ballista, even on a 4 link, if you follow the guide, on 20 chaos orb, 10 chaos orb, it's fine in white maps, yellow maps, even early red maps. Yeah, if you really want, you can even put a 5 link, no problem. But it does the job on a 4 link. So when you transition for the Siege Ballista in red maps early, you want to be at least level 78, have the mandatory uniques and that Siege Ballista with quality. Was explained very, very carefully. So this is calculated because all these years I noticed what are the common mistakes for new casual players. So a new Path of Exile 1 player that just install Path of Exile 1, I want that guy to be able to make this build. That's why I explain things like this. So for the transition, you have here Siege Ballista transition. Everything was explained. So you need to follow the guide. Yeah, there's no excuse. Only people that just copy paste the POB and skip build guides are the ones that have problems. Now I want to talk about this one, Acts 1 to 3 with Holy Flame Totems, this setup here, because it's important. From all these phases, the Holy Flame Totem part is the one that can feel a little sloppy, but it's still fine. It's fine to play. Also, I need to mention that in 3.26, Holy Flame Totem got a range buff. Now it will attack enemies in the further range, which is a tiny buff. You know why they say? Good. What you need to understand here, that you need to curse with flammability. This is a very common mistake that Saki boys don't do. So early in Act 1-3, we want to squeeze as much damage as possible. Now, using a curse in Act 1-3, it's crucial because it will help with your damage. You also want Herald of Ash. I noticed so far 5 people that didn't use Herald of Ash. So you need to follow the guide. Simply put, guide says to use flammability, use it. Says Herald of Ash, you use it. No question asked. It says elemental focus support, you use it because it's in the guide. It says flame wall, you use flame wall. Simply as that. Here are also some tips for this modifier. You look for increased spell damage, fire damage, skill gems, and fire damage to spells. So you look for these modifiers on your items because this will help you with damage in Act 1-3 before we transition to Explosive Arrow Ballista. Also, you have here that you can use 2 wands. If you like, this will also help you damage. So everything is here. It's not my fault that some few guys skip the build guide and just copy paste the POB, because I did my best to explain this as clearly as possible. Also, you have a video which shows step by step. So this video here has timestamps for each transition. You saw? It says for each transition. Look, Act 1-3, level Holy Flame Tattoo. It shows you what to do here. So you have no excuse. Only lazy boys have problems. Good, this is what I wanted to tell you. The beautiful guide will be in the description of this video. I hope that you have a wonderful Leaguestart and enjoy the rest of the day. Good luck.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
How boring and small.